It appears that Mark Hamill is still very upset over his character, Luke Skywalker. And according to me, he's been upset for a very long time, ever since the filming of The Last Jedi. He had problems with Rian Johnson. He tried to explain to Rian that this is not what Luke would do. He totally disagreed with Rian Johnson's vision of Luke Skywalker. Hell, his vision altogether. And as we discussed yesterday, Mark Hamill spoke about how Johnson wasn't even going to have Luke recognize C-3PO, which absolutely made no sense whatsoever. And his directing advice to Mark, do whatever. That's absurd. Today, Mark has continued to talk about just how he feels, his true feelings. He's finally letting them out, letting people know that this is how he truly feels. He's very hurt, very disappointed, very upset, very angry at Disney, Star Wars, and Rian Johnson. At the end of this, you can check the comment section below for more videos on Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker. Mark said the following as he continued his rant. The thing is, Luke changed so much between the first trilogy and the last trilogy. I got myself into trouble. I made a vow, I said, that I'm not going to talk about the movies anymore because I think it's important for the audience to see them. My problem was I wasn't dealing with social media back then, where you say something and it goes around the world in 24 hours. If I were to answer your questions on paper, I think, oh, that sounds a little strong, or I shouldn't say this. But I have a tendency to just talk and talk and talk, and you can cherry pick. You know, I'll be reading something and say, what moron said this? And realize, oh, it's me. They can take selective comments you've made out of context and use it to support their argument. See, Mark hated Star Wars. Did I? I just thought Luke's never going to see his best friend again. You look at it in a self-centered way. I said that it was a big mistake that those three people would never reunite in any way. I guess I was wrong, because nobody seems to care. I would have to stipulate that I care, but it didn't really seem to affect the larger audience. Luke, Han, and Leia will never be together again, and I'll probably never get to work with Harrison again. Then the second thing was that they killed me off. I thought, oh, okay, you should push my death off till the last one. That's what I was hoping when I came back. No cameos and a run of the trilogy contract. Did I get any of those things? Because as far as I'm concerned, the end of The Force Awakens is really the beginning of Episode 8, The Last Jedi. I got one movie. They totally hornswoggled me. Tricked me. I once described Star Wars fans, and I said they're passionate, they're opinionated, and they feel a sense of ownership because they've invested so much time into these characters and these stories. And I realized I was describing myself. It can get you in trouble because I don't control the storylines. I'm sort of a musician. I read the music, and I try to play it the best to my ability. That doesn't necessarily mean I like the tune, but that's not my job. So you could see clearly that Mark Hamill's trying not to get the fans to be upset, but it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard for us fans not to be upset, right? I mean, think about it this way. Think about this. The guy is totally disappointed that he never got to shoot a scene with Han Solo and Princess Leia, Carrie Fisher, right? So he'll never get to film again with Harrison Ford, and he'll never get to film again with Carrie Fisher because she's passed. He's very upset about that. What that tells me is that Harrison Ford was not in episode 9. That's an automatic giveaway. Now, the only thing they could have done was put the film together to make it seem like the three of them were together. But he's very sad about it. That really had affected him. And also, he made a great point. He's in episode 7 for what, 1 minute? The end? So technically, and they killed him off in 8, which I would have thought, and I think all the fans would have thought, that if he had died, it would have been in episode 9, making a sacrifice or something like that. And that didn't happen. And I think that's what upset not only us, but Mark himself. I, for one, am truly a huge Mark Hamill fan. Luke Skywalker is one of my favorite characters of the Star Wars, especially if you want to go original trilogy, he's my favorite character in the original trilogy. It's upsetting. It's sad that he got tricked. It's sad that they didn't do, things he said, like he could have been. He even made a whole story. He was upset that Johnson didn't see the vision he had. It bothers him. And you could see that. And people say, well, he did the money, he took the paycheck. Yes, he took the paycheck. Of course, the guy's got to survive, right? I mean, but it's sad. It's sad to know that he feels this way. And I feel for him. I do, because I understand. And he says, oh, maybe it doesn't bother everybody else that us three didn't get together, but it certainly bothers me. It bothers me that I got tricked, that I was supposed to do, 3 movies, and here I am. Technically, I only did 2. And they killed off my character in 8. You would think they would kill off in 9. And that's what I thought would happen. I first of all, I didn't expect Snoke or Luke to die, and I figured that they would have some kind of epic battle in episode 9. Well, they didn't do it that way. Or Johnson didn't do it that way, and Lucasfilm allowed him to get away with it. Either way, I feel for Luke. I feel for Mark. Hell, I feel for myself and the fans. I think we all can agree to this. Luke Skywalker dying in episode 9 would have been acceptable. Luke Skywalker dying in episode 8, making the movie feel like an ending instead of another setup in the middle movie to the final movie, is what really hurt a lot of us. I'm sure I speak for the majority of Star Wars fans here when I say that. Anyway, you could let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And remember, I'm Rob. This is Everything Star Wars. I'm here and you're there. And I hope to see you next time on Everything Star Wars. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you soon. Take care.